Well, let me tell you something, brother.
Snort, snort, snort.
Kogan. Drip.
Snort, snort.
I got the drip. Go. And then my big idea, all right, which isn't really a big idea. Let me just clarify right now, okay? Here's the deal. Let's be fair about all of this, all right? So for DSP Tries It, it's a great idea. I'm glad that I revived the series. And we have had DSP Tries It be the milestone goal here on the channel whenever we hit 10 goals hit, whenever that is, because sometimes it's 10 streams, but sometimes it's faster than that, right? Now, we've done these incremental, bigger milestone rewards every 50 goals hit of marathons, right? And the marathons have been a big variety. We had the Mega Man Rageathon. We had the Viewer's Choice Marathon. We had the Five Nights at Freddy's Marathon, right? We had another one, too. I can't remember. There was another one there. And then there was the Birthday Marathon. So there's been like 4 to 5 marathons that we've done since we instituted this new goal system. It's working. It really is. People like the fact that you get rewarded incrementally bigger events and then small things like once or twice a week with the DSP Tries It. But people have been saying recently they're tired of DSP Tries It. It's too much trying food, right? So we talked about different things. We tried it Lego night. That worked, but now that's in the rotation. And in fact, FYI, I'm actually thinking we should bring back Lego nights next week. That maybe next week on a night stream, we bring back Lego nights and we start building the Super Mario Brothers Piranha Plant that I got a couple weeks ago. That'll be our next Lego project. Okay. So that'll be cool. So we got that going, and we had, some ideas here or there for different stuff. For example, we were doing the Japanese treat box and stuff like that, but that idea really died out very quickly, and no one really cared about it after only like a week. So what are we actually going to do? Well, should I just get this idea out of the way? Because a lot of people are not going to like it, but I think some people might. All right. Now, if you guys remember, when I started DSP Tries It over 15 years ago, it was not just a fast food taste test show. It was actually never intended to be a fast food taste testing show. It was supposed to be a show where I was going to try various different products and snacks and food like fast food. It was supposed to be me trying all kinds of stuff out. In fact, for those who don't know, because I don't know if I've ever even revealed this, I'm sure I have. The actual idea for DSP Tries It started so long ago. It was when Conan O'Brien was taking over The Tonight Show. Does anyone remember that fiasco? How he took over The Tonight Show for less than a year, and then they kicked him out and they put Jay Leno back in? Well, there was a segment that he had started during that run called Andy Will Try It. And that was his co-host, Andy, would actually try a product. And it was random stuff, and it was meant to be funny, right? So the intro even that I used for DSP Tries It, I bit off that show. It used to go, Andy, you'll try it. So then I said, if I'm going to do a new kind of show, it could be DSP Tries It. And there you go. My show has been running for 15 years. Theirs lasted like a few months because then they got kicked off of TV and had to go back to TV. They went to TBS, and you could search the history there, and that's a shame because I love Conan O'Brien. I think he's super hilarious and never should have been treated like that. But anyway, so in regards to DSP Tries It, it was always meant to kind of be a show where I do various different things. And if you look at the very first 10 episodes or so, you'll see that. Like, if I remember correctly, I think I tried something called Choco Mallows, which were little like marshmallows that had chocolate and caffeine infused in them. Among other things. It was various products. It wasn't just, I went to a fast food restaurant and I ordered and I ate a meal live and rated it or anything like that, right? And, that's right. The Axe Body Wash Scrubber, I think, was one of them. That was the one where the first time ever I was in the shower and I was like buzzed or drunk and I was acting like an idiot in the shower washing with it. I was like, it scrubs your balls or something like that, right? So basically, That was the whole idea at the very beginning of the show. And I actually was ordering products off of a website called Think Geek for things to try during the show while I was also interjecting fast food and other stuff. But what ended up happening was, to be honest, the fast food episodes were the ones that everyone cared about. Every time that I got something from Burger King or Pizza Hut or KFC or whatever, Taco Bell, right? Those would be the ones that would get good viewership. And people would say, oh, that's exciting, because that's something that once I see Phil do a taste test of it, I can judge for myself if this is something interesting enough that maybe I want to try it myself. If he says it's good. Hi, Jasper. Jasper Kitty's in the office today. How you doing, buddy? Are you going to jump on the chair today? Wants pets. He's distracting me from telling you my story about DSP Tries It. Let's see if he jumps on the chair. Cute guy. So anyway, so in regards to this, all right, the fast food just happened to be what ended up working well, because people liked the fact that usually when I did a DSP Tries It for fast food, it was something that was local to you. Like, again, these chains like McDonald's and Burger King are very common. You can go find them a lot of places in the world. And I realized that the majority of my viewers are in the United States, but actually only about half. In fact, I think these days it's about 40%. My viewer base is very much spread throughout the world, right? So basically, I saw that it was those that I was doing things that everyone else could do, right? That's what resonated with the audience. If I was doing an oddball thing like eating Choco Mallows, people didn't really care. But if I'm doing something like, oh, here's something that everyone can get actively, and Phil tries it and he likes it, we'll go try it. And if not, we'll avoid it, right? And it worked. So that's really where the show went. I mean, right now we have over 200 and running episodes of DSP Tries It that I have done over the years and continuing on. In fact, today it's continuing on even more often, right? Like I used to do DSP Tries It once a week. Now we're doing it roughly once a week, but some weeks more than that, because you guys have been so supportive that we're hitting the goals very frequently. And I really appreciate that. Okay. In fact, today on this very stream, when we hit the goal, which I know we will, we're going to hit the goal today, right? Then I'm ordering the food for the Popeyes pickle menu. DSP Tries It, which is going to include the pickle glazed chicken sandwich, the pickle lemonade, pickle glazed boneless wings, and as a bonus, I'm going to order their shrimp tackle box. Now, why am I doing that? Because number one, I don't know if I'm going to like the pickle glaze, and if I don't, I'm going to have a whole meal of food that I'm not going to eat because I'm going to hate it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to force myself to eat it. This is my dinner. So I want to get the shrimp tackle box as a backup rather than just all pickle flavor. In addition to that, I might want to eat something more than just a bunch of chicken. So, you know, in the shrimp tackle box, you got some shrimp or some fries are in it. It gives me variety. Okay. So that's why I'm doing that. So it's going to be a good variety of food today for DSP Tries It. And I hope that you guys will support today's stream. Let's hit the goal. Let's do it. We got to get it hit by around 3 o'clock, 3:30-ish, so that I can order ahead of time and have it delivered for 4 o'clock. So we can do DSP Tries It right when I finish with my Minecraft gameplay today. Okay. So, yes, I'm kind of beating around the bush here. All right. And yes, there are contributions, and I will shout them out because people are saying, why aren't you shouting out contributions? I'll get to that. Okay. Now, what is the idea that I had last night? Well, I had not really an epiphany, okay? Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think that this idea is going to appeal to everyone. I think that this idea will appeal to a certain demographic and percentile of my audience. But if it's enough that you guys think the idea is a good one, I would like to roll with it and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, that's okay. All right. So I have a predominantly male audience, correct? Let's be honest here. I think if you look at the statistics, and of course, not everyone actually signs up online for their correct data, metadata, right? You know, some people might say, oh, I'm 20 years old and they're really 10. Someone might say, oh, I'm 40 years old and they're really 80. Someone might say, I'm a female and I'm a male. And that's probably 99% of the people who register online say that they're females are actually males. It's always been like that too. Okay. Don't ask me why. Dudes just like to pretend and LARP as women online. I guess they just like being catfish or something. I don't know. Okay. But anyway, the reason that I bring up that my audience is predominantly males, all right, is because in the last year to 2 years, if you guys haven't noticed, there's been a drastic change around here. And I don't just mean the setting, and I don't mean the camera quality and all of that. What I mean is that in the last couple of years, I've actually made an effort to try to improve my presentation on stream. Well, what does that mean? Well, for the longest time, because I had an awful webcam, terrible lighting, and, didn't really care about anything like that, I would literally come to stream looking like a schlub, right? I would come to stream not shaven in like a week, my hair all sticking up in 400 different directions, wearing a gamer t-shirt that you've probably seen 17, 18, 1900 times, right? I just didn't really give a shit. And to be fair, I don't think anyone else gave a shit either, because it was just about the streams and the games. But the thing is, times change. Now, in 2025, a lot has changed. The visual presentation has dramatically changed. The audio presentation has dramatically changed. Everything looks and sounds better, right? So because of that, I've made lifestyle changes appropriately. As you can see, today I'm wearing a brand new shirt that I bought about a month or two ago to prepare for the hotter weather, right? And people ask me all the time, Phil, where'd you get that shirt? Phil, how are you dressing today? What is it? And it's weird because seriously, no one has ever asked me about this kind of stuff before. So I am launching the DSP clothing show. I'm just kidding. That's a joke. That's a complete joke. It's a joke. All right. But in line with that, okay, something that I actually feel may be interesting to a certain audience. I don't think that it would be interesting to everyone. All right. But I think it would be interesting to a certain audience and demographic and percentile. All right, would be if I did a show, or maybe even I did it as part of DSP Tries It, because I'm fleshing this idea out in my head right now. Okay, I haven't really decided yet what I want to do with it yet, if it even works. I want to present it to all of you right now. All right, so the idea is, instead of every 10 goals, I'm always constantly eating fast food. All right. I will every once in a while do a little bit of variety, and in between, for maybe one of these milestone goals as a special show, I can do a review show on something that I have been mentioning recently. And when I mentioned it, people were like, what? Phil, you are doing this? We never would have thought. We never would have suspected or thought that Phil would be involved in something like this. And no, it's not making drugs in my basement. I swear. Okay? Cops already checked. It's actually something very different. It's something that blew people's minds when I mentioned it. They were like, are you kidding? What? And of course, some idiots make fun of it, but it's something that's very common. It's something that's very commonplace, but it's also something that, quite frankly, I think I might be able to help people out with. All right, my idea is every once in a while to review some cologne. All right? So, for example, today, I am wearing this fragrance right now, and I can smell it. All right? And it smells great, by the way. All right? And the reason that I think that this would be an interesting thing to do would be cologne is all over the place. You can buy cologne for, no exaggeration, $100+ a bottle. And you actually, a lot of cases, you don't even know what you're getting. Sure, it'll say, oh, it has notes of bergamot and sandalwood. What the fuck does that mean? I'm going to drop a ton of money to get cologne, and I'm not going to know what it smells like because you're going to drop these weird names that no one, who the fuck, smells sandalwood and knows what that is. Right? Now, in addition to the fact that cologne itself is kind of an enigma when it comes to you don't know what it smells like when you're getting it, cologne pricing is all over the place. Okay? Designer cologne costs a ton of money. Like this bottle right here is around 3 ounces. Okay? For a designer cologne, if this was, say, Dolce & Gabbana, or if this were, what's another big one? I'm trying to think of all the big names out there for cologne right now. Versace, okay? One of these big ones, right? A bottle like this would cost you anywhere between $80 to $150. No lie. So the thing is, do you really want to mess around getting that? Even the smaller size, like the 1 ounce size, right? Which is very little and will probably be gone in a short period of time. Okay. That's like $50. So it's incredibly expensive, right? But there's other colognes out there that are alternatives to the name brand designer stuff that are way less expensive, like significantly less expensive. Okay. And they smell great. And I know from personal experience. And the thing is, I actually now, in the last 6 to 8 months, as I changed my wardrobe and I was upgrading how I looked and everything, I actually kind of got into cologne a bit. And so I have actually a good selection of colognes that I use regularly. Some of them I really liked, some I hated. Okay. And we could actually do a series where I can show you guys, okay, different product of different level. I could show you the cheapest of the cheap, but actually is pretty good. I can show you stuff that's way expensive, or we could show you in between. I can describe how different they are. Because, for example, dude, just so you know, it is so crazy how different cologne smells. Some of them are sweet. Some of them are more floral. Some of them smell like the sea. Some of them just smell fresh. And male scents can be all over the place. With women, generally the scents are within like 2 or 3 categories. But with male scents, they tend to be like way different directions. All right? So, I could tell you right now, for example, right now I have 3 different colognes that are exactly the same company. Okay? But each scent is completely different and smells different. And the funny part is the bottles look the same. So you might not even be able to tell, well, what's the difference between this one and this one? Well, I'll actually tell you instead of saying, well, this one has bergamot. What the fuck is bergamot? I can be like, well, this one kind of smells really refreshing. Like think that you walked outside on a clear summer day and the breeze hits you, it's clean air, right? Or this one smells like the sea, like you're actually on the beach and you get that waft of sea salt. That's what this one smells like. That's what no one tells you. Don't ask me why, because that's the information I want to know when I buy cologne. But no one does that. They all say these fucking fancy bullshit terms that no one understands. All right? So, FYI, the way that, ouch, scratched myself this way. That hurts. The way the show would work is basically I would take whatever scent I'm wearing that particular day. All right? So, basically, this one, but again, I'm not going to reveal what this is right now, but this particular fragrance, I'm wearing it today. If we hit the 10-goal milestone today, all right, I would say, hey, so here's the fragrance I'm wearing today. Let's do a review of it. And I don't know if it's going to be DSP Tries It or it could be something different. It could be DSP Smells It, right? Who knows? I'm not sure how to do it yet, right? So I feel like here's where the value would be. Number one, I can show you the actual packaging. This is what it looks like, because you might not realize this. The packaging is a big part of not only the marketing, but the price. Some of these colognes have fancy-ass bottles, and then they charge you more for the bottle, which makes no sense. The low-end colognes that smell great usually don't have good-looking bottles, but it doesn't mean that they're not good, you see? So I can show you the bottle and the design. I can describe what it smells like, because it's going to be a big deal about what you want. And then some of the other stuff, how long does it last? Because that's a key thing. I'm going to be very transparent here. Some cologne I really like, but it just doesn't last long enough. who cares if it smells good if it only smells good for 15 minutes and then it goes away? And I'm not talking cheap ones. I'm talking expensive cologne that I have just dries up and you can't smell it within like 20 minutes. So that's the kind of stuff that everyone needs to know in regards to cologne. And of course, the pricing, because that's another thing. This bottle, for the record, is not expensive at all. Okay, this is a very inexpensive cologne that I have here, and I think it's great. But I also have some really good, strong colognes that are, expensive, and those are good. But, and then the thing is also, over time, you could do different things. All right. Like, for example, I could get different samples of different ones. I could personally try different ones. You guys could recommend. You could say, hey, Phil, this one is really interesting. Try this one out. And then maybe I could buy like the trial size of one of these that you guys recommend, do a demo of it. And if I like it, then I can actually get it for myself. All right. So again, the reason I came up with this idea is because, number one, you guys have been complaining enough with the fast food, do something different. So I'm trying to think of things I would like. I could try product, but what product do I actually have some experience in now that I would kind of be able to give a valid opinion? This is something that I actually have some experience in now. All right. Now, you might say it's the worst idea ever. Some people in chat are saying that. Like I said, I think this will only apply to people who are interested in cologne. That's not going to be everyone. I do have a predominantly male audience, but not everyone wears it. So you might say, well, immediately you're cutting out a big portion. You're right. I do think that at face value, DSP Tries It of doing fast food is the thing that appeals to the widest audience. But people are telling me that they're bored of it and they want something different. And by the way, this doesn't have to be frequent. This could be, I don't know, once every 3-4 goals. Like, let's say, for example, we do a 50 goal milestone. So then the next 10, we do a DSP Tries It fast food. Maybe the next one, we do a DSP Tries It a cologne. And the one after that, we do more fast food. But then we have the milestone where we end up doing another marathon, and then it resets, you see? Like, maybe keep fast food in it more frequently, and then just have this stuck in as an idea from time to time. I'm just saying. I don't want this to be a weekly thing. I think this is something that you stretch out over time, and people could get a lot of knowledge about stuff from this series. But again, should this be DSP Tries It? Should this be its own? Should it be DSP Smells It? Right? I don't know. Now, if you don't think that this is a good idea, fine. And I'm glad that you're going to be honest with me and tell me. But I want to know what you think would be a good idea. And it has to be something that's viable. It has to be something that's reasonable. It has to be something that's done in this office, not me going out doing extravagant IRL streams, not me cooking. Enough with the bullshit. I keep telling you all, we have to find things that are good ideas that can be done within reason, okay? That can be done a series in here that I can maybe squeeze between a stream, not some extravagant giant fucking thing that's not viable or reasonable or realistic. But every time that I ask for ideas, this is what I get hit with. Oh, do something giant and absolutely ridiculous that, I don't have time for. I'm already doing 5 to 6 days of full-time streaming a week. I'm already juggling a ridiculous amount of games. I'm already doing other projects. You guys keep saying, you're going to play this one, you're going to play this one. When you're bringing back DSP Throwback Retro Nights, when is Lego's coming back? I'm only one guy. So I don't have time to do extravagant projects outside of the realm of what I'm doing. Already I'm being pulled in so many directions, you understand? So I hope you get that. All these ridiculous things that people tell me not to do or tell me to do, I can't do. Okay? Not going to go on a trip. Not going to spend 4 hours cooking in my kitchen for something that I don't care about. You know what I mean? Okay. So, let me know what you think. All right? Seriously. I want to get feedback on this idea. If it's a terribly dead idea, then I won't do it. But maybe it's something worth just trying once, right? Just try it once and see how it works. If you guys like it or not, if it ends up being something entertaining or not, or informative, because it might not be fully entertaining, but it could be very informative, right? Honestly, it sucks. All right, Lamont, so what's your idea? Let's see. What's your idea, Lamont? What should I do? I want to hear it right now. Someone just said, honestly, this sucks. Okay, so what's your idea? I want to hear your great ideas. So what's your idea? Some idiot actually just said, nothing you do in the room is interesting, then get off my stream. Literally everything I've ever done is in this room. Why are you watching my stream that's broadcast from the room? Goodbye. No, do not. I'm not going to mix colognes together. That's not the idea. The idea is when you're spending money on a cologne, it should be good of its own merits, not that you have to mix 2 or 3 together to get a good scent out of them. So immediately, Lamont, I think you should adapt your content and socialize with other streamers. What does that have to do as a goal reward for hitting milestones? Nothing. So your opinion is don't do a Cologne DSP Tries It as a reward. Instead, change all your content and socialize with other streamers. That's not even what we're talking about. Do you see my point? Everyone who wants to always shoot down an idea literally has no other fucking ideas. I don't like any of your ideas, but I also don't have any good ones of my own. So what use is your feedback then? Right? What was the point of saying it was a bad idea if your idea has nothing to do with what we're even talking about? We're not talking about me changing my content and branching out and crossing over with other content creators. We're talking about what could be a milestone reward for hitting goals of support. Jesus. I swear, like, talking to these people, it's like, hello, Wall. Wall, can we talk about milestone rewards today? Oh, look, the wall didn't answer me, but my voice at least bounced off the wall back, so it kind of felt like it knew what I was talking about. You see? What's up, King Michael? How you doing today? What benefit do my viewers get from a cologne review? Well, if you're interested in body fragrances like colognes and you don't want to spend money not knowing what you're getting, and you want to hear my thoughts on some colognes that may either be great or bad, and you want to learn all about it, how long they last or whatever, it could be a very informative series. It could allow you to make informed choices. For example, you might say, well, what purpose is it to watch Phil play video games? I don't get it. Well, perhaps you'll learn something about the game and decide if you want to play it for yourself based on my experiences with it. You know, the whole point of a review. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's like there's a big vacuum, okay? And it just sucks everyone in. Like, all the intelligence just gets sucked and flushed down at once. You know what I'm saying? Yako Mighty says you could try a ridiculous gold bar perfume to see if that's any good. See, I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, that could work. That's what I mean. Like, I have expertise on certain ones that I've been using. So I could start off the series, say, hey, here's what I'm wearing today. Here's what the bottle looks like. Here's what I think about that design. What does this bottle make you think of, right? Well, is that actually representative of the scent inside the bottle? Well, let's do it. And you spray it. Okay, so initially, here's what I smell. This and this and this. Then what does it actually settle in as? What does it smell like on the skin, right? Is it one of those heavy alcohol smelling colognes, or is it more just the scent? How long does the scent last? All right, all that stuff. Then after the fact, what's the pricing of that cologne, right? How much is it? Where can you get it? Is it known as a designer brand or not? There's a lot to talk. This is the thing. The people who kind of don't get it is kind of uninformed. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't get it, it's probably because you don't wear it. You don't understand how annoying and confusing it is. Do you also want to know what's bullshit? And this actually legitimately, this pisses me off because you might not be aware of this, guys. And I say guys because this is mostly guys who are going to be affected by this, right? A lot of cologne marketing is a scam. What do I mean by that? Right now, let's say that you were going to go to a store that sells cologne, a department store, a men's clothing store, sometimes hell, even makeup, stores for like women and men. Well, they sell cologne, right? Were you aware that the testers that they put in the stores, sometimes, not always, the testers have a hyper concentrated version of the cologne in them. They're not actually giving you the actual strength of the cologne that you're going to buy. They're actually giving you a stronger version that smells better. So then you go and you buy the bottle and it's weaker than what the tester was. So you got fucked. You smelled it. You were like, I can't believe how good that smells. Okay, I'm going to buy it for $100. It's worth it. Then you go home and you spray it on yourself and you're like, why is it so weak? Because you got scammed. I can help you with that because I've been scammed. I know all about it. I can explain to you how this all works. But the thing is, people don't get it. And I didn't know about it at all until the last few years. I actually started getting into it. And I was like, wow, there's a lot to this that you don't really get until you get into it. Did you also know that you got to be careful about where you buy cologne? Because there's tons of places online that try to sell it and they actually scam you and it's not real. Knockoff cologne is a huge problem online because you can't verify what you're getting. What's up, Toasty Chestnuts? King Ferbs, I don't have fight sticks. He says, I'd rather have you review fight sticks you have knowledge of. I don't have fight sticks and knowledge. I use one fight stick. That's what I mean. Like, and that's another thing. What would be another thing? Wine tasting. Am I into wine tasting? No. So that's not something that I can add anything to. But wine tasting is something absolutely huge. There's a giant community for it. There's a whole online community for it. Reviewing wine online is actually a huge fucking thing. But if I said DSP Tries It wine, would you guys care? I don't really drink wine, so I don't know anything about it. Cologne I've actually been involved with, and I have some experience I can share, okay? That's completely false. Someone just said cologne smells different on everyone. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. The only way that cologne smells different on you is if you actually don't wash, all right? That's true. If you don't shower and you stink like ass and you spray cologne on your body, it'll smell different combined with your own natural musk. Most people shouldn't be stinking constantly. Just wash your fucking body, okay? What cologne am I wearing right now? This one right here. This one. That's actually what I'm wearing. All right, Vincini, if that is really you, I got your message. I don't know if what you're saying is true or not, but I want to let you know I got your message. If that really happened, I'm sorry. Someone said their account got hacked and stuff. That's messed up. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, that's the thing. Nutcase says if you use scented body wash, the mixture smells different. You're not supposed to wear scented body wash with cologne. You're not. The whole point of cologne is that you're applying it to give yourself a certain scent for the day. And that's it. You're not supposed to use different colognes in one day. You're not supposed to use a body wash that has a scent and then a cologne. You're not supposed to do that. Do you see how people don't even... just initially, this discussion of 10 minutes, we've already taught people a ton of shit about cologne that they didn't know. This very basic discussion. People are saying things in chat like that, and they're like, they don't even understand how cologne works. What would be the point of cologne if you're going to use body spray, if you're going to use a scented body wash? You're not supposed to do that. And that's true. Cracker Jack says, well, the whole chat's probably teenagers. It's either people who are teenagers or not teens, but have no knowledge of cologne because they don't use it. Well, I can educate you. What's the difference between Eau de Toilette and Eau de Parfum? Eau de Toilette is a low to mid-range concentration. It's meant to be a daily concentration of scent, but it's not super strong. It actually goes all the way from, there's the mist, the body spray, and that's a word. I forget what it's called. I actually have it in my phone right here, actually, now I'm thinking about it, because I researched it. I literally researched this. Let me find it. Here it is. So the weakest one is eau de fraiche, okay? Or eau fraiche. That's only a 1 to 3% concentration. Eau de Cologne is only a 2 to 4% concentration, okay? Eau de toilette is in the middle. It's meant to be the average scent. It's about a 5 to 15% concentration, depending on which one you buy. Then you got eau de parfum, and that one is 15 to 20%, so it's supposed to be stronger. And then there's just parfum, and that's the really strong one. And that's what I was telling you of, is when you go to the store, a lot of the times what they put in the tester, okay, what they put in the tester is the actual parfum level. It's super concentrated. It's double the strength of what you're buying in the bottle. So you smell it and you're like, wow, this is so good. It's strong. It's aromatic. I love this. And then you buy it, you bring it home, you spray, like, what happened? You got robbed. All right. Well, anyway, I know it's perfume, but it's actually parfum. Anyway, so FYI, it's an idea I had. All right. I have an idea. Well, let's see what you guys think. I knew no matter what, people were going to make fun of it because they're pieces of shit on the internet, and I don't care about you because you're worthless humans if you're just going to sit here and make fun. If you're actually going to be like, oh, well, I don't like the idea, but here's why, and there's, constructive criticism behind it, or you have a better suggestion, that's different. But most people on the internet just shoot down any idea I have. All right? And I don't appreciate that because it's just a waste of my time. All right? But let's see. So it's an idea. It's something we could possibly do. All right, in between different ideas. Like I said, if we don't always want to do DSP Tries It for food, we could maybe do this. Or it doesn't have to be DSP Tries It. It could be its own idea. NJZ says, what's the most amount of money I'm willing to spend on cologne? Well, here's the thing. You don't have to buy the full size. This is a full, over 3-ounce bottle. This is like 3.3, 3.5, something like that, okay? This is considered a full-size bottle. To get a full-size bottle of designer perfume or designer cologne is expensive. Usually it's like $100, all right? But you can get like a 1-ounce bottle that's like $30-40. Even the designer ones are usually like $30-40. And that's reasonable to test it. It's a good amount so that you can keep using it if you like it. But it's also not enough that you're breaking the bank and you went bankrupt because you bought a bunch of cologne, you see? So there you go. I wouldn't just be buying 3-ounce bottles of every cologne that I try. But this would be interesting. This would be like, if you guys actually told me or recommended colognes, I could try them live, the ones I've never had, because I'd like to start with ones that I know of and I can review for you fairly that I own, but then we could go out to other ones that I've never tried before, Okay. That's true. I'm sure. Here's the other thing, too. There's probably different scents all over the world. There's ones that are sold in Europe and the United States, like North America, that are probably different from things that are sold in Asia. Like someone like NJZ says, what about Japanese cologne? I don't know anything about Japanese cologne. That would be fascinating to try it and see actually, what it's about. That'd be interesting, right? Okay. Well, that's my idea for now. Let's talk about it because we're not jumping into it right now anyway, right? We're not. But it's something to talk about. It's something to think about. Let's discuss it maybe over the next week and see if there's something that we want to do or not. All right? Maybe give it a test. Maybe we do it as a test and we see how it works. And if it works, great. And if not, then we don't have to do it. But I'm just trying to come up with more creative things that I know that I could do, all right, that are viable, but that I could actually add something into rather than go to your kitchen and cook for 3 hours a meal that you don't know how to cook. Waste everyone's time. By the way, you have no way to film it, but that's okay. Just go do it. Like, no, stupid. No. No, I'm not going to go do an IRL stream and get arrested and because I'm getting harassed by people in real life and swatted and shit. I'm not dumb. But that's the thing. These are the suggestions I get. The world's dumbest suggestions. Because that's what people want. They want to fuck with me and they want to fuck with my life. I'm trying to think of things that are viable, that are safe for me and my family and my setup, and different ideas that I can add to that maybe there's some meaning behind it rather than just dumb shit. But that's the problem with people on the internet. They just constantly want dumb shit, and I don't do dumb shit. And you know that. Okay. All right. 1 second, everybody. I'll be right back, and then we're going to continue on. I have a bunch of shout outs to do, so that's where we're going to start with shout outs, see what we're doing with our goal today, because I want to do the Popeyes DSP Tries It, and then we'll continue on. I want to check out this story about Oblivion leaking, okay? Okay. Oh. Okay, before we move on, one final thought. If this were back in the day, and if this were back when I was brainstorming ideas, for example, when I first thought up DSP Tries It and stuff like that, people would have absolutely positively loved the idea. They would have been like, that's a great idea. That's interesting. That's something different. We like just hearing Phil's take on anything. So to hear his take on something like this, where he has a vested interest and he's had some experience in, we'd love that. But today, literally any idea I come up with, everyone just shoots down, because of course that's the game of the internet, is to say that everything that DSP does is crappy and a bad idea and clown on him and dump on it, right? So that's the thing. Like, you got to understand that for every 20, 30, 40 people that say to me that's a bad idea, probably 39 of them are LARPing as people who care, and they're just assholes. And then maybe one person actually didn't like the idea. Because here, you want to know the perfect example of that? Here's the perfect example of that. People keep telling me, Phil, DSP Tries It, fast food is played out, do something different. And every time I try something different, it gets absolutely no attention, no views, and it's hard as hell to hit the milestone goal to even get it to happen. But then when I go back and I say, we're back to fast food, boom, immediately support, people are excited, people watch, people like it. It's called the vocal minority. It's the people who want to bitch the loudest, but actually don't care, because they're just LARPing as people who care to try to fuck with me. So I'm not stupid. All right. I'm not going to, just because a bunch of fucking assholes in the chat are like, what a bad idea. Yeah. What a great way to approach a new idea. It's so bad. It's so bad. So what's your better idea? Do an IRL stream so everyone can call the cops on you. Go fuck yourself. I'm tired of your fucking toxic bullshit. Really, I am. I'm tired of people just shooting down every possible thing I come up with and say that it sucks, but you have absolutely nothing of any credit or worth to counter with. Because the truth is, you don't care if it's good or not. You just want to tell me it's not, so that you fucking think that you're bothering me, right? So I'm going to think about it, and I'm going to work on this, and maybe we'll even refine the idea. All right. But I'm not going to just totally shoot it the fuck down. All right. Because I got a bunch of idiots who are screaming like morons. I'm not dumb. Okay. Okay. All right. We got a bunch of shout outs to do. What's up, Game Boy? How you doing today? Okay. No, I didn't expect that everyone was going to be excited. I actually completely expected it was going to go exactly like I just saw today. Because that's the truth. I just can't present new ideas anymore. If I do, everyone just says they suck no matter what it is. Like, literally, no matter what the idea is, it's a bad idea, right? Remember when I said we're going to do the DSP Reacts channel and we're going to do a weekly React show? That was a bad idea. When I said we were going to do throwback content, that's an awful idea, you know? Oh, it's just awful. It's just awful. Everything I do is terrible. So that's why I don't care. I don't care about the initial reactions from morons who don't support anyway. Because that's the truth, is the people who are the loudest people who complain never have supported, never have cared. They're just here to shit on DSP. I'm not dumb. And again, all you got to do is prove it. You ready? So Tangy Flavor says, I'm not going to lie, DSP. You can't give us a terrible idea and get mad. All right, Tangy Flavor, what's your better idea? Let's hear it right now. Because you had to open your mouth on my stream. I want to hear your better idea for a milestone reward for goals being hit right now. Or else, why'd you open your mouth? Because you know better than everyone, right? My ideas are bad, right? Always. So what's your better idea? Let's hear it right now. Install a Linux distro from scratch. You're a sad, sad man. If you are a man, who knows? These days, I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a sea otter typing, right? I don't know. Anyway, all right. Let's get to shout outs for contributions. Let's see where we're doing right now. All right. But anyway, I rest my case. I think you see my point. Everyone who wants to shoot down every idea never has a good idea of their own. They just want to say my ideas are bad. That's why I don't give a fuck. Someone tipped $1 and says edibles and weed. Okay. I want you to understand something. All right. I do. I feel like I need to speak up about something. Okay. You understand that recreational drugs are still drugs. You get that, right? It's still a drug. Now, it might be a safe drug in certain extents or whatever. It's still a drug, okay? There's a difference between saying, hey, try a piece of food versus, hey, actually put drugs into your 43-year-old body, all right? At the age that I'm at, my middle age, I have to do things that aren't harmful to my body. Why do you think I've completely changed my lifestyle, my diet? How do you think I lost all this weight? By doing harmful things to my body? No. Okay? Absolutely not. Sitting around eating edibles, taking THC is the worst thing I could do for myself right now at this stage in my life. I also have absolutely no desire to get myself into some kind of a controlled substance like that. All right? That now it could become addictive. It could become something that's detrimental to my life. And quite frankly, I don't appreciate you trying to pressure me into it. I'm not saying that that's what you meant by it, but so many people take it as like something as a joke or casual. It's not. You do understand that when you get into shit like that, you could actually be changing your entire life, right? And of course, people saying things like, what about alcohol? Alcohol, I've been drinking for a long time. My body is used to it. I don't drink it all the time. When we do drink it, it's usually for a special event that's like once a month. That's very different than getting your body now on another substance that it's not used to, that you could potentially get hooked on, that could actually screw up things like your metabolism and everything. I'm not doing that, okay? For you, that's fine. I'm not going to sit here and stand on a soapbox and be like, no one should do weed, no one should do THC. That's not the point. You're free to do whatever you want with your own life. But at this stage in my life, being 43 years old, I'm not want to get on any other substances and shit that I'm not used to. I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to fall down that slippery slope. Okay? Excuse me. Okay. The best part is, again, here come the LARPers. But THC is safer than this. And drinking is bad for your... Shut the fuck up. This is not, let's try to scientifically prove that one thing and say, I just told you I don't want to get on any substance. You understand? Any substance. If you told me right now, would you smoke cigarettes or cigars? No. Do you want to do THC? No. Do you want to do any kind? No, I don't want to do any substance at all. Has nothing to do with this level of addictiveness, its danger level. I just don't want to get on any other substance. You understand? None. The one thing, like I said, there's a phrase. It's called pick your poison, correct? It's like you got to choose the one thing in life that you're going to do that you know is bad for you. And as long as you do it in moderation, you're okay. I drink in moderation, so I'm okay. And that's the thing that I like to do, and that's it. So enough with your LARPing. You're not actually concerned. You don't actually know better. You're just an idiot who, again, see, we got Phil to say he doesn't want to do THC. Now, let's hit him with 14,000 random facts to make him look like an uneducated asshole. No, stupid. You're the asshole. You always were and you always will be. No one cares. I have the right to determine what goes in and out of my body. You don't have any case or logic against me. You're just stupid. All right? You're a no one. Deal with it. Okay. Someone tipped $2 and says, well, the Cologne idea could work. What about workout stuff like ab rollers and stuff? Well, I mean, personally, I don't have a full workout regimen. I don't. Okay. I lost the weight by changing my diet completely, changing parts of my lifestyle, right? And doing occasional like walks or jogging and stuff like that. That's how I lost all this weight. And that's how it fluctuates. Like sometimes I gain a little back and then sometimes I lose it again. So if just maintaining that kind of lifestyle is how I maintain. All right. By the way, for the record, I'm not even kidding you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different $1 tips. I'm not reading any of them. I'm tired of you, again, LARPers, pretending like you're positive supporters, coming in and doing dollar tip, and wasting my time. I'm not reading 1,000 $1 tips this morning. So instead, I'm just going to say thanks and add them to the total and delete them. If you want me to actually spend time on you, go higher than $1 because you're wasting my time at this point. Okay. There's a $2 tip. I guess I'll read that one. I think that marijuana and THC can be good for medical purposes, but if you don't have an illness that requires that you use it, you shouldn't just take it recreational. That's my 2 cents. And then again, I'm not an authority on it. I don't know much about it. I just don't want to put something else in my body at this point in my life. And people should respect that instead of saying, oh, but you drank it. Here's 4,000 factoids about how this is blah, 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 blah. Because again, these aren't people who actually care. These are people who just, if I were to say right now, the sky is blue, they would have to counter with 17 different ways that the sky actually isn't blue. It's not blue. It's actually a shade called azure. And by the way, the sky also is orange and purple and green and yellow. In these cases, it's black at night. You see what I'm saying? That's just how they are. Okay. That is so, again, it's so false. It's such a ridiculous misconception. All right. Allow me to end this nonsense right now. All right? Seriously, allow me to end this nonsense right now. Okay? 2 ideas. Idea number 1. I do an episode where I review this cologne. I review the appearance, the scent, the strength, the pricing, the branding. It's a 20-minute show where I review this cologne. Instance number 2. I do a sweepstakes and I give away this bottle of cologne to one person. What is more beneficial to a viewing audience on the internet? Me actually doing an entire review of this cologne, including all of that information that everyone can watch and digest and enjoy or choose to skip if they don't care about cologne, or me doing a sweepstakes where literally one person gets this bottle of cologne. When you think about it logically, okay, the answer is clear. Doing the review show is more beneficial to a viewing audience and to a wider group of people than just giving away the item. The problem is people get caught up in sweepstakes culture and hype and, oh, wait, I have a chance? I have a chance to win a bottle of cologne? Wow, it's like a 1 in 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 chance, but I have a chance? Versus, oh, an actual guaranteed piece of content you can enjoy. Because here's the truth. Let's say, for example, I review this and it sounds good to you. And now you're like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe that's something that I'd be interested in getting myself based off of Phil's review. Then you go buy it yourself and you enjoy it. Now you have something that you can have as part of your life moving forward because I made a recommendation. Or maybe on the flip side of that, maybe you were interested in this, but then I review it and you're like, oh, that doesn't sound good like I thought it was. I'm going to skip it. So now you save money and you didn't waste money on it. Okay? As opposed to one person gets a bottle of this for free, and they're the only person who could have any kind of a judgment on it, because they're the only person who got it. And maybe they like it and wow, that was good. What if they win it and they don't like it? They win the bottle of cologne and they don't like it. Well, guess what? Now it's trash and they throw it out. So now literally no one benefited from the sweepstakes. Do you see the difference? If you don't, I can't make you think logically because it takes an analytical, logical mind to understand the difference between people getting hype for the prospective win of getting something versus everyone actually getting something that could benefit the masses, but you can't see past the sweepstakes aspect of it, the giveaway aspect of it. Ooh. There's entire businesses based around just milking people who are gullible for sweepstakes. Don't you get that? Every single time you've been on X or on Facebook or on any social media platform, Instagram, TikTok, all you need to do is follow this channel and like this video or post and repost the video or post for a chance to win a giveaway. You are a schlub. You are such a rube. You are such a mark. You fell for the trap. You literally gave them something and you're not going to get anything for it. What a sucker. Why are you that gullible? Why do you fall for that shit? I would much rather make a video telling you about this product, allowing you to judge for yourself based on my feedback about it, if you're interested in it, than just give that away to one person. There's just not even a fucking comparison. There's not. Anyone with an analytical mind would understand. Stop thinking with emotion or, oh, I could own that. I could get that. Ooh. Instead, slap yourself. Stop thinking like a dunce and use some mind power, some brain cells for a second. Okay? And I'm not, this is just an example because someone had said, why don't you do a giveaway instead of a review video? How is DSP Tries It, right, better than you doing a sweepstakes? Because a sweepstakes only benefits one person, while thousands of people can watch DSP Tries It and enjoy it. That's why. Now, it may not be your personal thing. What if you don't like the food I'm reviewing? Well, then it's not for you. But then again, you probably didn't want the giveaway for the food either, did you? All right. Yvonne, I've had enough. They said, I wouldn't apply to win the Cologne, but I'd rather see one person win a bottle of Cologne than see you review it. Yvonne, I really have to be transparent with you right now, all right? You ready for this? You're a dunce. I don't know what else to say. I can't make dumb people smart. And when you just said that publicly in front of everyone, that's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard in my life. You would rather see something that would only benefit one person in a very limited way happen than something that could benefit a larger group of people. Okay. So you just type, I am stupid. Enter. I don't know what else to say. I can't help you, man. I can't. No, but you see, and there you go. Usagi Jojo says, well, it could cause audience growth and lead to an increase in revenue, but it doesn't benefit anyone. Don't you get it? It literally doesn't benefit anyone. It's called exploitation. Don't you get it? That's exactly what it is. I want to give you a reward that can benefit a whole bunch of people. A reward that people can actually get value out of because they can get an education. They can turn that into an informed purchasing decision or the decision to not purchase something. As opposed to, oh, one person gets a freebie, which is exploitative because it's the sweepstakes aspect. Chance to win, chance to win, chance to win. You don't even know if anyone does win. How do you even know? It could be bullshit, right? You don't even know if anyone won that or not. It could be a lie. I just don't understand this culture that people have. Like, you all want to be like have the wool pulled over your eyes and treated poorly, and you like it. Yes, please. It's more. Give me more. Give me more mistreatment. I just love it because everyone says it's good. It's not. It's not good. It's nothing good about it. So I don't want to do the exploitative content, and you're actually going to give me shit for it. Well, I don't get it. Phil isn't exploiting people. That's horrible. He should just be doing all the exploiting that everyone else does. Okay. Holy crap. Am I going to name it DSP Smells It? I don't know. Like I said, it could simply be a different kind of episode of DSP Tries It that's not food related, or it could be its own thing too. I don't know what I would want to do. This is hilarious. Why are you crashing out? You don't even understand what that term fucking means. You don't. You don't get it. You have no clue what crashing out means. You don't. If someone speaks logic to you, and you're actually so ignorant you don't understand logic, and then they tell you, well, that's your fault, that's not crashing out. You understand? Like, I think people are so used to getting their asses fucking kissed constantly on the internet, they don't even understand what it means. Crashing out means that you're literally like completely exploding, giving up. It's a disaster. None of that is happening. If you think that anything that I've said on today's podcast is crashing out, that's because you don't get it, because you don't have self-awareness. You don't have the level of intelligence to even understand that a giveaway of this is worthless. Reviewing this is infinitely more interesting. Again, this is just semantics. It doesn't have to be about Cologne. It could be anything. Me sitting here and reviewing the Popeyes pickle meal is way more valuable to the masses and to an audience of content that I create, than me giving away a pickle meal to one person on the internet. But the fact that you don't understand that is just like, I can't make you be smart. I just can't. I can't. And it's kind of an uphill fight at this point, all right. Well, let's end the show. This show has gone nowhere. I hope that some people will give me actual honest feedback. And if the feedback is, I just don't think that you doing something with that, like the Cologne thing, would work. I appreciate the feedback, the truthful feedback. But you have to understand that every single time that I stream, I'm not kidding, there's probably like 50 people who are LARPers who come to my content and aren't interested in anything positive. They're just here to crap on me constantly, say everything I do is bad. And they're not here to help or contribute or suggest. They're just here to say dumb shit. So it's always hard for me to try to judge real, real, actual feedback from anyone, So I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right. I guess we'll see what happens. Again, if anything, it needs time to simmer, as they say, and see if it's something that people would be interested in. Right. See, like, for example, here's someone who previous was trying to pretend like they were actually be giving criticism. And they said, oh, next DSP Tries It, go play in traffic. So, again, that's what I mean. There's your LARPer right there. And they do it every day. They sit in this chat and they act like they're a viewer. They're not. They're just someone here to dump on it, to dump on anything that happens, to say dumb shit, you know what I'm saying? That's what they're here for, to be scumbags. So that's why I just got to kind of take everything with a grain of salt and understand that I will wait and I'll get good feedback and I'll get bad feedback. And good feedback does not mean you agree with me and like the idea. Good feedback is like, well, here's why I don't think the idea would work. Here's the logical response. Maybe here's something as a counter that could work. That's real constructive criticism, as opposed to, hey, I don't think that idea would work. Instead, change all your content and become completely interactive with other streamers. What? I was looking for a suggestion of a goal reward. But what are you talking about? This is hilarious. So Tangy Flavor says, the reason the Cologne won't work is because no one can smell it. You should do the Linux distro. So that's why DSP Tries It doesn't work, because no one can taste it, right? The whole idea is that you describe it. You describe the smell. You describe the taste. You describe the cost. So no review could ever possibly be valid because you're not experiencing that thing for yourself. A movie review could never work because you didn't see the movie yet, right? You're not seeing it, so how could the review have any effect? You're not smelling it. Why would the review matter? Do you understand? Do you understand how stupid what you're saying is? I guess you don't. I just don't get it. The purpose of the review is that you don't have to experience something firsthand before making a judgment about it. You can use someone else's facts and opinions as a way to judge for yourself if you want to partake in it or not. That's the purpose of a review. All right. I have to get out of here because if I continue talking to these people, I might actually have my brain might start melting out of my ear, and I may actually have a breakdown on stream. I want to go play some video games, relax in Minecraft now.
I got the drip go. 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 I got the drip go.
It's like a faucet that's dripping. You can't make it stop.
So what do you want me to do? Have a mute button that every second I'm tapping the mute button just in case I'm gonna have to clear? Like, this is what I mean, these dumb kids. This is what it is, it's dumb kids.